Hey there, Math 112 fans. Somebody's asking this on the discussion board. This also came up during our review session, but the video of the review session's not great, so let's just hammer it right here. This is an antiderivative question. The confusion the student is having has to do with the way the initial condition is given. We should expect an initial condition because this is a question about finding the antiderivative, including the constant. So briefly, what does the question say? They have the same amount at 1. So before you even start, you really need to know how much was in vat B when you plug in 1. So it's going to be negative 1 cubed plus 12 times 1 plus 39. And I think this comes out to be 50 because I just did this in that problem. The question says that a of 1 is the same. And that's where the confusion is. It does not say that a of 0 is 50. That would be something different. It says that a of 1 is 50. And this is an important comment about any time you're finding the constant and someone gives you an initial condition. They're giving you an x and a y, or in this case, a t and a y. So let's kind of summarize what that says. We want to find a of t. That's what the question's asking. And it's telling you the following, that when you plug in t equals 1 to whatever you get, then you need to get the output is 50. That's what we call our initial condition. So you want to make sure at the end that when you plug in a 1 to this, that a 50 pops out. And that's something you should always be checking. Check your initial condition. Okay, that's what the problem said, and I suspect that's where the confusion is. They also told us the derivative. So we're going to integrate. Let's do that part. If we integrate, we get 8t minus 2t squared plus c. 2t because this becomes t squared with a 1/2 out in front. All right. Now we're going to do our initial condition. So whenever you have an initial condition, even if it's a 0, plug in the x and the y. In this case, we're plugging in a 1 here, and we want the thing to come out to be a 50. So now you write 50 has to equal 8 times 1, which is 8, minus 2 times 1, which is 2. And the person who's asking about this on the discussion board is asking, where did I get that? And it's because the question told me to plug in 1. Okay, so you get 50 is equal to 6 plus c. C is equal to 44. So our final answer would be 8t minus 2t squared. So this goes to the heart of what does the initial condition tell us. It doesn't directly tell us c. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but always what's true is you have to plug in the x and y. And the answer here is completely checkable. There are two things that must be true. First, the derivative has to be the same as whatever they told you. Check. Check. Second, when you plug in 1, you have to get 50. Let's check that. When I plug in 1, I get 8 minus 2 plus 44. Is that 50? Check. So that's how we do all these problems. So an important question, that's why I wanted to take time to make a separate video about how we find C. And the big takeaway there is whenever you find C, you're always going to plug in an X and a Y and solve for C. And even when X is 0, you should still think about it that way. All right, hope that helps.